Right now, as you're watching this, your brain is actively working against your bank account, not metaphorically, literally. Your neural pathways are designed to keep you broke. And the worst part, you have absolutely no idea it's happening. Every financial decision you think you're making freely is being filtered through a set of invisible programs that were installed in your mind before you could even count to 10. Brain sabotage wealth. Neuroscientists have discovered that 95% of your financial behavior is driven by your subconscious mind. That means the conscious you, the one who wants to be wealthy, who watches videos like this, who dreams of financial freedom, only controls 5% of your money decisions. The other 95% running on autopilot, running on code you didn't write, and that code was written for survival, not for abundance. In the next few minutes, I'm going to expose exactly how your brain is keeping you poor, and more importantly, how to override it. The chains of habit are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken. Let's begin. Poverty program. Here's something that will make you uncomfortable. Before you turned 7 years old, your brain absorbed every single message about money that surrounded you. Every argument your parents had about bills. Every time someone said money doesn't grow on trees. Every whisper that rich people are greedy or dishonest. Give me a child until he is 7, and I will show you the man. Your brain didn't filter any of it. It just recorded. And those recordings became your financial operating system. Neuroscience calls this the imprint period. During these critical years, your brain waves operate primarily in theta state, the same frequency used in hypnosis. You were literally hypnotized into your money beliefs. Think about it. If you grew up hearing that money is the root of all evil, your subconscious now treats wealth as something dangerous, something to avoid. Your brain doesn't want you to be evil, so it makes sure you never accumulate too much money. Childhood programs your finances. The cruelest part, these programs feel like your own thoughts. They feel like truth. They feel like common sense. But they're not yours. They never were. And this leads us to something even more unsettling about how deep this programming truly goes. Money thermostat. Your brain has a financial thermostat, and just like the thermostat in your house, it's set to a specific temperature. Except this thermostat controls how much money you're allowed to have. Every time you start earning more than your set point, your brain triggers self-sabotage. You overspend, you make bad investments, you pick fights that cost you clients, you get mysteriously sick right before a big opportunity. This isn't bad luck. This is your subconscious regulating your financial temperature. Dr. David Hawkins mapped human consciousness on a scale from 0 to 1,000. Most people operate between 150 and 200, the levels of anger, fear, and pride. Wealthy people consistently operate at 300 and above. The levels of willingness, acceptance, and reason. Your income will never exceed your level of personal development. The gap between where you are and where you want to be isn't a gap in opportunity. It's a gap in your internal thermostat setting. Self-made millionaires who lost everything and rebuilt their fortunes didn't get lucky twice. Their thermostat was set high. They simply returned to their set point. The broke lottery winner and the resilient millionaire prove the same law, but here's where it gets even more disturbing. Fear circuits. Your amygdala, the fear center of your brain, was designed to keep you alive on the savannah. It's brilliant at detecting threats. The problem, it can't tell the difference between a lion and a financial risk. Every time you consider investing, starting a business, or asking for a raise, your amygdala fires the same alarm signals as if you were about to be eaten alive. Your palms sweat, your stomach tightens, your mind floods with worst-case scenarios, and you retreat to safety. Fear kills wealth before it starts. A Harvard study found that fear of financial loss is 2.5 times more powerful than the excitement of financial gain. This is called loss aversion, and it's hardwired into your neural architecture. The wealthy understand this. They don't feel less fear. They've trained themselves to act despite it. They've rewired their relationship with risk. If this is making you see your finances differently, hit like and subscribe because we are just scratching the surface. The next belief might be the one holding you back the most. As the great mythologist Joseph Campbell once wrote, "The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek." And this brings us to the invisible prison most people don't even know they're trapped in. Comfort prison. Your brain has a zone. Scientists call it homeostasis. I call it your comfort prison. It's the invisible boundary your mind builds around your current lifestyle, and it will fight with everything it has to keep you locked inside. Trap. When you try to break out, to earn more, to level up, your brain interprets that as danger. It releases cortisol. It creates anxiety. It whispers that you're not ready, not smart enough, not worthy enough, and most people listen. They mistake their brain's resistance for a sign from the universe telling them to stop. But it's not a sign, it's a cage. Think about crabs in a bucket. When one tries to climb out, the others pull it back down. Your neural pathways do the exact same thing. Every new habit, every ambitious goal, every financial stretch gets pulled back by the gravity of your comfort zone. Research shows the average person's comfort zone shrinks by 3% every year after 30, which means by 50, you're living in a box half the size of what you once had. Your brain literally chains your wealth, and the mechanism it uses to accomplish this is far more subtle than you think. Scarcity wiring. Here's the neuroscience they don't teach in school. Your brain has two primary operating modes, scarcity mode and abundance mode, and they cannot run simultaneously. When your brain is in scarcity mode, and for most people it's stuck there permanently, it narrows your perception. You literally cannot see opportunities that are right in front of you. As Wayne Dyer brilliantly stated, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Princeton researchers proved this in a landmark study. They found that financial stress reduces cognitive function by the equivalent of 13 IQ points. That's the difference between average and below average intelligence. Being broke doesn't just empty your wallet, it literally makes you dumber. Your prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for planning, decision-making, and impulse control, gets hijacked by survival circuits. You can't think long-term when your brain genuinely believes you're in danger. Scarcity blinds your mind. This is why poverty is cyclical, not because poor people are lazy, because their brains are trapped in survival mode, making short-term decisions that guarantee long-term poverty. But the brain has another sabotage mechanism that's even more deceptive. Wealth rejection. Your brain has an immune system for ideas. Just like your body rejects foreign cells, your mind rejects foreign beliefs. And if wealth isn't part of your identity, your brain will treat it like a virus. Your subconscious is programmed to destroy any wealth that doesn't match your self-image. This is why people who receive sudden money, lottery winners, inheritance recipients, even first-generation entrepreneurs often lose it all. Their brain's psychological immune system attacks the wealth because it doesn't belong. 70% of lottery winners go broke within 5 years, not because they are irresponsible, because their internal identity never upgraded to match their external reality. You will always return to the level of wealth your identity can hold. Dr. Maxwell Maltz discovered this phenomenon in the 1960s with his concept of the self-image. He found that no amount of willpower can override your self-concept. If you see yourself as someone who struggles financially, you will unconsciously create that reality, again and again and again. Your brain isn't trying to hurt you, it's trying to keep you consistent with who it believes you are. And this autopilot runs deeper than you could possibly realize. Belief autopilot. 95% of your daily thoughts are the same thoughts you had yesterday, and the day before, and the day before that. Your brain runs on autopilot, cycling through the same beliefs, the same reactions, the same financial patterns on an endless loop. Same thoughts, same results. Dr. Bruce Lipton's groundbreaking research on cellular biology revealed something revolutionary. Your subconscious mind processes 40 million bits of information per second. Your conscious mind, only 40. That means your conscious desire to be wealthy is going up against a subconscious system that's literally 1,000,000 times more powerful. Here are the most common autopilot beliefs silently sabotaging your wealth right now. 1. Money is hard to earn. 2. Rich people are dishonest. 3. I don't deserve abundance. 4. There is never enough. If any of those felt true to you, that's your programming speaking. Not reality, not truth, just programming. The wealthy don't have better circumstances, they have better programming. They've overwritten the default code. They've installed beliefs that attract money instead of repelling it. And the difference between their mental software and yours often comes down to one single chemical in your brain. Dopamine trap. Your brain is addicted to instant gratification. Dopamine, the chemical that drives pleasure and motivation, is supposed to reward you for progress toward long-term goals. But modern life has completely hijacked this system. Social media, fast food, online shopping, streaming services. Every quick hit of pleasure trains your brain to choose now over later. And wealth is a long-term game. It requires delayed gratification. It requires saying no to what feels good today for what will feel extraordinary in 5 years. As Brian Tracy powerfully expressed, the ability to discipline yourself to delay gratification in the short term in order to enjoy greater rewards in the long term is the indispensable prerequisite for success. A famous Stanford experiment gave children 1 marshmallow now, or 2 marshmallows if they waited 15 minutes. The children who waited went on to have higher test scores, lower obesity rates, and significantly higher income as adults. Your brain's dopamine system is either building your wealth or burning it. Every impulse purchase, every shortcut, every get-rich-quick scheme is your dopamine system choosing short-term comfort over long-term freedom. But there's one more lock on your wealth that most people never discover. Identity lock. This might be the most important thing you hear today. Your income is a direct reflection of your identity, not your skills, not your education, not your connections, your identity. You cannot outperform your self-image, no matter how hard you try. If deep down you see yourself as someone who makes $50,000 a year, your brain will orchestrate every behavior to maintain that identity. You'll unconsciously avoid opportunities above that level. You'll self-sabotage when you get close to breaking through. You'll find perfectly logical reasons why it won't work for you specifically. Your income can only grow to the extent that you do. This is why mindset work isn't optional for wealth building. It is the foundation. The wealthiest people in history understood this law. Identity. Andrew Carnegie, who went from extreme poverty to becoming the richest man in America, said that 90% of his fortune came from his ability to manage his own mind. Only 10% came from technical knowledge. Your identity is either a ceiling or a launch pad. Right now, for most of you watching this, it's a ceiling. But here's the truth that changes absolutely everything. The rewire. Your brain is neuroplastic. That means it can be rewired at any age, at any stage. The same mechanism that installed your poverty programming can install wealth programming, and it all starts with one thing: awareness. The moment you see the cage is the moment you can escape it. Here's the protocol that neuroscience supports. First, identify your limiting beliefs about money. Write them down, every single one. When you see them on paper, they lose their power. They go from invisible programs to visible code you can rewrite. Second, create new neural pathways through daily repetition. Your brain strengthens whatever you practice most. If you practice abundance thinking for just 20 minutes a day, within 66 days you'll form new automatic thought patterns. Third, change your environment. Surround yourself with a new financial frequency. Your mirror neurons literally copy the mindset of the people closest to you. If everyone in your circle is broke, your brain is downloading their poverty software every single day. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. The rewire isn't instant, but it is inevitable. Once you begin consciously choosing your financial beliefs, your brain has no choice but to follow. Everything you've heard today points to one undeniable truth. Your brain is the most powerful wealth-building tool you possess, and right now, for most people watching this, it's working against them. The poverty programs, the fear circuits, the comfort prison, the scarcity wiring, the identity lock, none of these are permanent. They're software, and software can be updated. Reprogram your brain, build wealth. Starting today, you have a choice. Keep running the old code and getting the old results, or begin the uncomfortable, beautiful process of rewiring your mind for abundance. If you made it this far, comment neural upgrade if you're ready to reprogram your financial operating system. Your mind is either programmed for wealth or poverty. Now you know how to reprogram it. The question is no longer whether you can be wealthy. The question is whether you're willing to change your mind. If this exposed something in your programming, hit subscribe. There's more code to rewrite.